One. Yo, what is up? I'm Houston Darden. This is my co-host Thomas Harden. As you can see, we have a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Colby Morton. Here to get into all the stuff we're going to talk about today. We're looking forward to it. Absolutely.
Fellow UNT student here, and he's joining us for episode 4 of the Up the Score podcast. And today we have a pretty heavy slate for you guys today. Going to talk a little bit about MLB, what's coming up with that, the playoffs, which are in NBA playoffs, which are in full effect.
Yep.
And then the thing we've all been waiting for, the NFL draft, the first round. We're going to give our underrated picks, pretty much just looking at what happened, just talking about it. And so I'm pretty excited for today's episode. So we're going to go ahead and let Thomas start us off with the MLB, with him being the main MLB knower here.
All right, so we're going to start off with the MLB, probably the least exciting.
No, it's the most exciting, bro.
The most exciting?
Most exciting.
Hey, we all love baseball here, but I mean, with the NFL draft last night and MLB playoffs being in full effect in the first round, we'll start off slow and pick up the pace. But looking at the standings here, we're about 25 games in to a 162 MLB game season. And a lot of the teams that you would expect to be up there are not up there right now. And that could be for a plethora of reasons. Injuries, just not playing to their full potential. There's a lot of things to be talked about. And first of all, I'm looking at the Orioles sitting at 10-14 after having a 101 game win season last year. And I don't really know. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be going right, and they're really not. And they're playing a bunch of teams that they should be whooping on, and they're not. And then you look at this April 20th game against the Reds, and they gave up 24 runs.
Criminal work. That's criminal.
And if I'm a fan, I know how it feels last year coming off a World Series hangover as a Ranger fan. But you just got to stay patient and just continue to – they're going to hit a good stretch. You know, there's still a lot of baseball. There's tons of months. But before we end with MLB, I'm going to talk about a couple games tonight that you should watch. The Pirates and the Dodgers will face at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time at Dodger Stadium. You have Paul Skeens, the ace for the Pirates, with a 2.87 ERA going against the star-studded lineup of the Dodgers. And on the other side, you got Yoshinobu Yamamoto with a .93 ERA. I don't think it's fair.
The Dodgers have a god squad. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
they must be stopped.
Yeah. It's real scary because it's not looking like anybody else is going to hang with them. And the last game we'll be talking about is the Rangers and the Giants tonight. Two good teams, both not in the same league, NL versus AL. And you got Nathan Eovaldi taking the mound for the Rangers with a 2.64 ERA against the National League powerhouse right now. The Giants, you got the Giants, the Padres, and the Dodgers all in the same division. And they're all on top of the league right now, which is very scary for baseball. But the Giants have Justin Verlander on the mound tonight, looking to get on track. He has a 5.47 ERA. He's like 40. But, that'll be it for baseball. Once stuff starts to really pick up, that's when
this is the quiet season because this is when, like, big stuff for other leagues or for the bigger leagues are happening. So it'll be baseball dominant for pretty much the rest of the summer after the final. So
just trying to stay consistent with it, but let's head to the NBA playoffs. You want to start off, Houston?
Yeah, it's very hard to, want to really lock in on baseball when you have Kawhi Leonard dropping 21, 11, and 6, and Zubac going for 19 and 9 to blow out the Nuggets to take a 2-1 lead. The Nuggets, I don't know. Do you think the Clippers can use this game as a springboard to essentially take, like, control of this series? Any one of y'all can go.
I think, they just played game 3 yesterday. They won by, what was it, 20 points?
Yeah, major blowout.
Listen, the Nuggets have been a roller coaster the past 10 games of the season, I think, once the
Right.
coach got fired and everything like that happened. Listen, I like the Clippers are dangerous, man. They're really dangerous, and absolutely, I think this game specifically, Game 3, getting that 2-1 lead, going to that next game. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you there.
Yeah, you look at this game, and like you spoke about with the coach being fired, man, it feels like Jokic is out there having to do everything himself, pass the ball, play defense,
I think in game
score.
2, he played every minute of the
Yeah.
second half.
Man,
And honestly, I don't know if that's like, obviously Jokic is like one of the best players in the league, if not the best.
Right.
But I don't know if I want Jokic
Playing every
playing
minute.
that's a big fella.
That's a guy
every
that-
minute of the second half. That's more of like a Jamal Murray kind of thing, not
Yeah.
Jokic.
Yeah, he's not a name that comes up when you talk about athletes.
Yeah, he makes the plays though. He will
Yeah.
make the plays, but they're like not physically taxing plays. He's
Exactly.
gonna make the skill plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then with this Clipper team, this is a very scary team.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of people doubted that.
Yep.
Additions in the offseason with Derrick Jones Jr. adding athleticism, defense, 3-point percentage. He's having a great year. He's just getting better every year with age.
Yep.
Still in the late 20s. And then you got, not only do you have Kawhi and you got Norman Powell, Zubac, but 3 other people went for double digits.
Yep.
And Zubac was the least scoring player out of those 6 with 19 and 9 boards. So, I mean, if they can stay consistent and play their game and Kawhi stays healthy like this, man,
They're dangerous coming up for sure.
yeah, this West is very, very scary.
So
Yeah.
speaking of, we're gonna go ahead and stay in the West with this one.
Okay.
The Thunder overcoming a major deficit, 29 points if I'm not mistaken, to come back and beat the Grizzlies by like 6 points.
I think so, yeah.
Leads to the series 3-0. Ja obviously got injured. There's been rumblings about if that was a dirty play by Lou Dort. But at the end of the day, the game is over. It's 3-0. The series, they're up 3-0. It just looks like the Thunder are just about to run away with this last game, especially with Ja. His game status is uncertain right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
uncertain.
honestly, if he plays, I don't know how much of a difference that's gonna make because he's already playing on an injured ankle. We don't know how bad it is, but like we know it's injured to some capacity, and now it's his hip. And with his play style, those are like the 2 worst things to be injured. Because we saw it with Anthony Edwards when he had his hip injury.
Yeah.
In the basketball documentary on Netflix,
Yep.
he barely could walk around the house. So I don't know. I think with Ja Morant, these injuries are going to be too much for him to carry them back. And plus, it's a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
I can't really see the Grizzlies coming down
Yeah, I
from
see the
this.
Thunder shutting them out for sure. I think the Grizzlies' best chance was, you talk about that game they had the other night, but dropping that 20 lead or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
That to me that seems like a gut punch in a way. You had a 29-point lead,
Yeah.
and then they come back and then beat you by 6.
Yep.
So
Yeah, 3-0 and 2-1 is a totally different series.
Oh,
know?
absolutely.
And being up 29, and I get Morant got injured. I don't even think he's gonna play. Like with what I saw,
Yeah.
it
no.
looks way too like
Especially.
affecting to his body.
Yeah.
I mean,
and honestly, yes, it's the playoffs, but like I don't know if you want to kind of risk your body for the future.
Game 4 and a
Yeah,
3-0
seeing that
series.
this series is kind of out of hand. The
Yeah.
first 2 games being
Yeah.
essentially boring to watch, and
you
then
gotta think of
you got to think about the future at this point. It's 3-0. Now I know some people are gonna like hate me for saying that, but like you really just got to think about it like that.
yeah. At this point in the season, you had to play in the play-in tournament to get in the playoffs. You had to play against the 67-win Thunder.
Your players are tired.
It's at this point you got to think of your franchise player has been very inconsistent with injuries in the past few years. Let him rest,
Yeah.
get full, have a good off season. And we've seen what the Grizzlies can do. They're paying a lot of money to guys like Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, John Morant. I mean, Zach Edey didn't look like his full self in the
No,
playoffs.
yeah.
As a young guy, just look to next season. I mean, obviously play as hard as you can, but
Exactly.
Yeah, don't just lay down. But
No,
like,
no.
but we've never seen a team come back from 3-0 in the
Yeah,
NBA.
and then
So
and it's the first
First round of
round.
that.
yeah.
It's just
After the
you
play-in
kind of
and
got to
everything.
just look at it like, hey, we're gonna go out here. We're gonna fight for the win, but it's not. Just know it's not looking too
It's- yeah.
hot for you guys.
And that's
Man.
also another thing what happens. We saw with Denver, Taylor Jenkins was fired within the last week of the season for the
Yeah.
Grizzlies. So it's like, what are we doing? I mean, that's
Yeah.
not the
That's
right
not
time.
No, that's the
to be-
early season.
I don't know.
when
I don't
we
know what's
had
with these. What's with the
late season
yeah,
coach
like-
firings, right? Like,
couple days
Doesn't even
before the
make sense.
playoffs? Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Another West team we could talk about is tonight's game with the Lakers and Timberwolves, 8:30.
I love
Can't
that.
wait.
I love
Game
this
3
series.
back
This
in
series
Minnesota.
Is about to be.
It's
We
a
called it.
fireworks.
We did say this series is going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole OKC UFC, Lakers at 5 thing. I wouldn't go there for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think- I
This might be one of those
Edwards got-
early Game 7 series.
Yeah,
So
I would agree. It's going to be a dogfight, but that's a game tonight to definitely tune in and watch for sure.
But we're gonna go ahead and go over to the East Coast.
Mm.
A good game over there. Knicks versus Pistons, 118-116. Knicks leading the series 2-1. And honestly, this series is kind of giving me what I need. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like I said, 118-116. Karl Anthony Towns with 31, Brunson with 30, Anunoby with 22, Bridges with 20. It's just like, okay, like keep hooping, I guess. I don't really care. And then for the Pistons, you got Cade with 24, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Timmy.
24. How much? 7 for 12 from 3.
Yep.
Jalen Duren 16, but he went out with an injury, if I'm not mistaken. Sar Thompson 7, and you have Dennis Schroeder with 18 and Malik Beasley with 12. So you kind of got your role guys putting up points too. So yeah, just keep fighting, Detroit.
Yeah. So you got the Knicks that we saw. Go ahead.
Hold on, we're having technical difficulties. We'll be back. All right, and we're back talking about the Knicks and the Pistons. But go ahead and continue what you were saying.
Yeah, Game 3. This was a series that we really thought was going to be good. I mean, I'm just loving that the Pistons are so young and
Yeah.
like are fighting good.
It's like our generation, our version of the Bad Boy
Boys.
Pistons.
yeah. And you think of where
Yeah.
they were last year too.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
I
free
mean,
wings,
It's a story.
free wings.
Exactly.
Now they're about to get free wings if they win this series. Who knows?
Yeah,
Oh man,
so-
Detroit will love them for that.
For sure. Detroit falls in the close battle with this one by 2. You really saw what they were lacking with Isaiah Stewart. He did not play in this game, and Cat had a masterclass. I mean, Brunson and Cat combined for 61. Obviously, you said Anunoby had over 20. Mikal Bridges. And this is a Coach Tibbs type of game, Out of the 118 points that they scored last night, starters combined for 109 of those 118 points.
Goodness.
I don't know if that's going to I don't know. You can prove me wrong, Knicks, because I really like you, but I don't know if you can just keep doing that for
Ye-
Oh
another
yeah,
whole
I don't know if
no.
you can just have your starters in like that, putting up points like that for every game of
So
the
what
playoffs.
do you do if someone has an off night?
Yeah.
Then you're looking at
Everybody's going to be hurt.
yeah, exactly.
And then
Yeah.
people on the bench are probably getting they're not getting in the game, so
Mm-mm.
like they're kind of cold in a way. So you just never. That's not really.
Sustainable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the most efficient way to play.
Yeah.
But hey, it worked tonight, I
If it-
guess.
Hey, keep it up, man. Then you might, serious things happen for you.
Oh, and another series. It's not on our thing, but another series that's been catching some eyes is Rockets versus Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
This last game, people were saying that Rockets started playing dirty. They're saying the broadcast caught Ime Udoka saying they're not calling anything, and they took a shot of like Jalen Green grabbing Curry,
Mhm.
and they tried to say that's what he was talking about. But when you watch the clip, he's obviously talking about if y'all have the ball, they're not gonna call anything, so just play through the contact.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm still enjoying the series.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. anytime you got the Warriors in a playoff series ever, it's
Yeah.
not a bad watch unless it's with Kevin Durant. But
Like now is back then it would have been annoying, but now it's really like not that annoying. It's actually very entertaining because it's just
Exactly.
like
we want to watch good basketball.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
the end of the day.
and Curry's still good,
man,
and it's not like they're just dominating every team. You're
No.
you're watching them have to actually like
you see
worry
those-
about a team in a way because
Yeah.
back then they just okay, Curry go off for like 40 and then we win this game easy.
that every once in a while you see Jimmy Butler just flash Miami Heat playoff.
Oh,
Butler.
yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
And is he coming back for the next game?
I
Couldn't tell you.
I didn't see any reports on it actually. I
'Cause there was a clip saying that Fred VanVleet told Draymond, "Y'all better hope Jimmy's back."
Okay, Fred.
Okay, yeah.
hey, Fred feeling it. He's feeling it. That's what I like to see out of a
Man,
series.
hey.
I'm not gonna lie. I love seeing
got
that
a
out of a
dog
series.
in him for sure.
We want to see those. I wouldn't say irrelevant, but like, we just want to see those the not name brand
Yeah.
people on the team have that fire in them. You know?
I want to see Amin Thompson and Draymond get into it a little bit.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
that's
I
what
just
I need to
love
see.
defense, you know.
Because
Oh.
Amin Thompson, that's my spirit animal. I'm not gonna lie. That he just loves defense. You can tell. Like you can tell when they say, "Hey, Amin, hey, you're on an island, bro."
Yeah.
He probably smiles when
Loves
his coaches
that
say
stuff
that.
too. Yeah.
And that's what some of the old heads been saying. Like this generation lacks. So I feel like him
Spur 'em on.
and his brother. Like
Yeah.
I know the old heads probably love
Love
watching
that.
them play.
Especially him going up on one-on-one Draymond, getting him riled up and everything.
Just super athletic. And then Jalen
Yep.
Green went for 38, and he shot a franchise record for I think 8 threes or something like that.
I think they're definitely tired of everybody talking about the inconsistently of
Jalen Green.
Jalen
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
He's played 2 seasons in a row, 82 games.
Yep.
Who does that? Like,
No,
Not a ton of people
in
anymore.
this
for
day and
sure.
age, you don't really see back to back. Every game.
Mhm.
There's some dudes. Oh, I'm gonna take a couple games off.
Yep.
Rest my body. But not Jalen Green. He's played every single game and dropped 38 and led to a Rockets win. Game 3 is tomorrow.
Mhm.
I think it's at the Warriors'
Yep.
house. So we know how that stadium gets
Mhm.
when they're in town. So
Mhm.
Rockets will definitely have to fight through that one. And so we're gonna go ahead and go to what's probably gonna take up majority of the time of this episode, the NFL draft. I will say this was probably one of the more weirder drafts in a way.
Yep.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think anyone's mock draft was kind of close.
After one, mine was cooked.
Yeah, after one, I think it was
We had
it
a
was
trade already.
it was
Yeah.
over with. Obviously Cam Ward went 1,
Mhm.
and then the first team to pick with their not original first round draft pick, the Jags move up
Jaguars, yeah.
to 2 to get Travis Hunter, which I low key feel people stop kind of talking about him in a way.
Yeah.
And
Prospect. 'cause
prospect,
he's a-
little prospect fatigue for
Yeah.
Hunter, He was most people's number 1 for a long time. So
like everyone knew he was like one of the best players in the class.
Yep.
So it was really just the fact that the Titans had the 1 pick and they just needed a quarterback,
Yep.
which made everyone kind of shift their focus from him to the whole Cam Ward, Shador, Jackson Dart.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't think the draft disappointed in my
No.
opinion. It kind of kept you on your toes. But
There's still a ton of talent to be.
oh yeah, a lot of
was-
talent.
yeah,
With the run on tackles, offensive tackles, man, there's a lot of talent. You got that receiver out of Missouri.
Luther Burden.
There's so much talent right now.
oh yeah.
Obviously, Shador. That was the big highlight last night.
That's
Shador didn't get
definitely-
drafted.
Oh,
Talk
definitely.
About Will Johnson,
Yeah.
cornerback out of Michigan, who was at the beginning of this cycle. I mean, he was a top 5, 10 pick
I
as
was
a
thinking
corner.
he was running.
Yeah, most
top
people said
15.
that was their number 1 corner in this class.
Then you go into, you talk about his long speed. You talk about, his injuries history, him not running the 40. I mean, it was a bad pre-draft process for Will Johnson.
Mhm.
Talk about that. Lost him a couple million for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people who were kind of projected higher kind of fell.
Yeah.
Jalen Walker, he was projected to the Panthers for a good month, I would want to
Mhm.
say.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously they picked Ted McMillan, which
Yeah.
hey,
Like the jacket you got on,
Yeah.
thank you.
right?
Y'all can't see it, but it's a Panthers
Yep,
jacket.
yep.
Pounding.
You know, and then there, Kelvin Banks to the Saints. You know, we were in our room saying, oh, they might get a quarterback, might pick Shador.
Yeah.
But no, they went Kelvin Banks, so it looks
Yep.
like they're gonna stick it out with the quarterback room they got.
And obviously, I didn't think Shador was going to drop that far.
I don't
was
think
thinking-
anyone did.
I was thinking Saints, man. Derek Carr, like, how long is he going to be there? Like,
Right.
what's the backup plan? I know Spencer Rattler's there, but
Jake Hayner.
is he a franchise quarterback? You know, so there definitely is a lot to be said about this quarterback class. Obviously, Jackson Dart.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
if we're gonna stay on the quarterback train, Giants trading back into the first round to get the quarterback out of Ole Miss, Mississippi. And Thomas pointed this out last night when we were watching the draft. Do we think Eli Manning had something to do with that?
I mean, Eli loves his Ole Miss guy out of Dart,
Right.
you know, right? But no, what from everything I read, it was a Dable. It was a Dable thing.
Okay.
Abel's such a
Yeah.
mastermind with the offense.
I saw something. You know, appreciate Todd McShay for this. He talked about, you know, not having a great interview with Shador Sanders
Mm-hmm.
at the combine.
That
There
was a
reports
big
about
thing.
that, but apparently it was definitely between the Giants and Dable. And the Giants went a couple days straight. They went and worked out Tyler Shuck. They went and worked out Jackson Dart and Shador Sanders. And he said he saw. I mean, what it seems like is he sees a little bit of Josh Allen and Jackson Dart.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
see it. You know, he's not as big,
not as
but like
big,
I can
but,
see it.
You know,
in
he's,
the
when
play
he
style.
scrambles, he's a tough, rugged player.
Mhm.
He's got a great deep ball. When he stands in the pocket, it
He's got a
doesn't matter.
presence.
It doesn't matter about the pressure coming. Like he's gonna stand there and throw
Yeah.
it. He don't care who's coming at his face, right?
Yeah.
So definitely was his guy, and man, I'm glad the Giants took Abdul Carter at 3.
Mhm.
Oh
And
yeah,
not- and
that
not-
Oh, that's good.
that D line is
Imagine Jackson Dart at
nasty.
3. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
this guy. Like that'd have been a bad day
Yeah.
for the
But
Giants.
that D line is nasty. Can we
it's a
really talk
nasty
about
group.
it?
Let's talk
Like,
about it.
Kayvon Thibodeau, who they're saying he might get traded, but if not, like
No,
that's
I-
just nasty.
I don't see it. They're gonna accept his 5th-year option. That's what I
Mhm.
saw.
Oh, okay.
So unless they package him after that, after signing that 5th year, but I don't think that'll be a thing.
But they got Dexter Lawrence,
Sexy Dexy, yeah.
Brian Burns, you know, and now just adding Abdul Carter. It's just like
Yeah.
that D line is crazy.
It's
bro.
insane.
Chauncey Colston.
Oh yeah, Chauncey Golston. Yeah.
Golston,
they
signed him
oh,
too.
Goodness, don't even
Yeah.
remind me.
Man.
That's a Cowboys problem. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I gotta play them 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Tyler Booker.
Oh, Tyler Booker, man.
Man, do we rumble on that one?
Yeah, but about Jackson Dart, as you were talking about, man, I was looking at this earlier. J.J. McCarthy, when he was drafted last year, 21 years old.
Yep.
Jackson Dart is 21.
Yeah.
And if we remember, Josh Allen is a great franchise quarterback, probably top 3 in the league.
He wasn't that when he started.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
If we remember,
Oh yeah,
He was
interception
throwing-
machine.
and it was something about his throwing motion that was
Yeah.
really messing with him, but
I saw a thing. He completed 58% of his passes in his first 2 seasons
hey,
combined.
That's a thing.
58%.
these quarterbacks, they take a
It takes time. People want to
Yeah.
throw him under a.
Yeah, that's been a big trend actually. Like
2
if you're
years,
not
it's like-
coming in immediately changing a franchise, you're automatically a bust. And
Bryce Young.
Look at Bryce Young.
yeah, and I think people kind of forget it takes. You're jumping from college to people who get paid millions on millions to do this.
yeah, it's.
So
I mean,
it's just like the speed of the game is just quicker, and you got to adjust to more things, and people are faster, and then
Mhm.
it's just really just a big adjustment. So to say, like, obviously you're gonna have your quarterbacks that come in first year and like torch it, but like,
Yeah. majority
majority of the time it's gonna take a couple, like a year or two.
It's an
for them to get-
extremely hard job.
Yeah,
I mean-
at that young.
we all talk about how quarterbacks change things, right? Like,
yeah.
you know, you it's the most valuable position, most important position.
Mhm.
Well, wouldn't you think that's one of the hardest positions to
Right.
get down? Like, it
And not
takes
even
time.
just like on the field, you know, off the field, you
field's
got
the
to come
most-
in.
Yeah.
Some guys like Jackson Dart, 21, you got to come in pretty much automatically start as a leader.
Yep.
Get these guys to rally around you. You got to get them to be like, oh, this young guy might have it. And so that's just a lot. And then, you know, playbooks, you got to know what everybody's doing. It's just a lot for a rookie.
Yep.
So I think we just got to give him time. But I think Dart can do it.
Yeah,
I think he'll
Dart-
be able to do it.
He's got the New York press in his ear. He's got the good thing about this is that you got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston in the locker room. You know,
So
those
you
are
have
two
time to
great guys to
learn.
learn
Yeah,
from.
exactly. And I mean, even though Russell Wilson might not be what Russell Wilson was,
Yeah.
It's still
he-
Russell.
he's
You can learn
still-
from him.
He's still inside the facility, Russell Wilson. He's still watching film the same. He's still
Mhm.
like
Oh yeah.
absolutely a
I
guy
love a
that
football mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dean just got a
Works
personable
hard,
guy,
works hard,
Jameis
yeah.
Winston. So
man, you can't be mad at being in a room with Jameis Winston. You know,
and yeah, just
Maybe.
like I feel like Russell Wilson, early Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart kind of, both kind of dual threat quarterbacks. So I
Yeah,
feel like
For sure.
Jackson Dart can definitely learn from Russell Wilson,
absolutely.
he's not a terrible person to learn from. He has a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's at this point it's kind of just up to Jackson Dart because they took a chance on you, traded back into the first round to get you, and now you gotta your team isn't terrible.
Mm-mm.
No,
So
no, I like what the Giants did this offseason. They brought in a Debo. They brought in Holland.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh,
in the
yes,
back
Javon
seven.
Holland.
Yeah,
Did not expect him to go to the Giants.
man, I wasn't expecting that either.
there was not even trying to be that guy, but there was rumblings that that Panthers wanted him, but we ended up getting Trayvon.
Yeah, Mo Rig. Yep.
But yeah, Giants are sneaky, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I like what they did for sure.
Finally starting to improve that secondary. So
Yeah.
Where do y'all want to go next with this?
Man.
We can go anywhere with this. There's a lot of things you could talk about this
Oh
draft.
yeah. I think a secret surprise of mine was the Bucks going to Mecca Buka.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking definitely some type of defense there. You got, a lot of their defensive guys are aging guys anyway. I was a little shocked. They paid Godwin. Mike Evans didn't look like he's lost a step. He
It's
went.
insane.
He had an injury for I don't remember how many games exactly,
Still
but
got that 1,000
he still
number.
hit 1,000. So like, they had a young rookie that played well on the slide. I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head.
Oh, Jalen McMillan.
McMillan. Yeah, there you go.
That's my cousin.
Oh,
Nah,
really?
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
That's a troll. Okay, got you.
But nah, Mecca Buka, Ohio State receiver is
Yeah.
really. I mean, we know what Ohio State produces at receiver.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not really much negative you can really say about him. At this point, you just kind of see like, are they just not building for the future, but like getting those pieces for when like Chris Godwin, who we all know got injured this year.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin, Mike Evans is
did go
getting
down
up
too.
there. Like maybe they're just trying to get those guys that'll be there,
Yeah.
like the staple receiver
Mhm.
when those kind of guys get up out of there. And right now the NFC South is kind of looking like a young division, sneaky young division.
Yeah, they're gonna man. 'Cause you got Tyler Warren, who went to the Colts, who was in many people's boards, top
end number
5,
one.
6.
Mhm.
Most people had him at tight end number
No,
one,
tight end 1, but overall boards.
but
I mean,
hey,
you
I
get
don't-
him at 14.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I can see him he has like that Colts aura to him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And we're having more
Uh-huh.
technical difficulties. 1 second. Tyler Warren, 14 to the Colts. Don't hate it. I saw some people saying they can use him in the Wildcat instead of Anthony Richardson, so he won't get hurt anymore.
But he wasn't the first tight end taken,
Yeah.
was he?
Colston Loveland being the first tight end off
Yep.
the board to the Bears,
So
right?
Bears right
Yeah,
at 10.
Bears.
Yeah.
Bears trying. They're helping Caleb Williams.
And we were
Yeah.
talking about this right
We were-
before.
yep.
You're a Bears fan.
Yeah, so some Bears fans don't like this pick. I'll tell you that. There's some people that weren't happy about it. And I mean, I would say understandably so, but Colson Loveland's going to be a dog.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be a dog. And he's just like Sam Laporta in a lot of ways with Ben Johnson being there at the Bears now.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a coach who's going to know how to use you. Colson Loveland, who's also 2 years younger, by the way, than Tyler Warren is. He's 21. Tyler Warren's 23.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, you
Um,
got time to you have more time with him.
Exactly. And I mean, it was a lot of reports where that, is more people definitely had Warren at 1, but there was some people around that had Loveland at 1.
Mhm.
And there's reason for that. Like he gets amazing separation. His route running's great. He's 6'6", 248. He moves very well.
Oh my gosh.
Same.
And I mean, again, 21 years old. Last season, he was what 19, 20 when he was doing great for their national championship run. So, listen, it's gonna pan out right now. Bears fans, it's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. We'll be all right. I promise.
So who did if y'all didn't pick Colson Loveland, who would y'all have wanted? Like throughout this whole pre-draft, who did you want?
I'm
Who
in the
did you wanna
minority
see?
here. I'm in the minority. I wanted to go defense with that first pick. Everyone and their mom wanted Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. And I love Ashton Genty, but I don't love a running back that high personally. I don't love a Mountain West Conference running back at 10.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And
The
even at
level of
10, I
play,
wouldn't have been
yeah.
mad, but there was some rumbles about the Bears might trade up
Okay, yeah, trading up is kind of crazy
for a running back. I was
back.
like, that's excessive, right? So and talking about a running back class.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
super deep.
stacked.
I
So
mean, Amari Hampton,
yeah.
he went kind of
you
late.
still got Travion Henderson in the second. You still got Quinshon Judkins,
Oh, yeah,
Caleb
two
Johnson.
dogs.
Like, yeah, it's loaded in the every round after the first. So I would have wanted defense. I was a Shamar Stewart fan.
Oh,
Okay.
Shamar Stewart's a dog.
Yeah, big dog.
Man,
One of the very few people who stayed on that A&M that class that
Yep.
kind of left
Mhm.
after the whole NIL
the
thing.
Walter
Walter
Nolan
Nolan.
leaving. Yeah, talk about a great landing place for Walter Nolan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
learning from Calais Campbell.
Yeah, over there in Arizona. You know,
Jonathan Gannon is probably in love with Walter
in love
Nolan.
with Walter Nolan. Listen, talk about a guy with talent. This guy has the chance to be the best defensive player in this class.
Oh, yeah. Just pure talent. He's very young.
He's been that his whole. I mean, he was five-star number one overall prospect coming out of high school.
And that's why Ole Miss swayed him with that money. They seen him. They're like,
Yeah.
there's no way we're letting him go
Yeah,
anywhere else.
Got to get
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy over here, you know. So yeah, but some off the field's concern, immaturity, problems ish. You know, you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
But wasn't bad to get him at 16. Man, there's a lot of second round guys that are gonna be taken
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm
I was
excited.
just about to say round 2 is today.
Mike Green,
Obvious. Oh yeah.
Marshall Edge.
Marshall Edge.
He was one of those what is it? The Senior Bowl. He was one of those Senior Bowl risers
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh yeah,
Love the Senior Bowl.
you run over a top tackle in Josh Connolly like he did.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
he
clip
knows
was
that.
crazy. That clip was
That
ridiculous,
moves you
bro.
up. That moves you up for sure. So
But I think the biggest question for night 2 is, in my opinion, for me at least, is Shedeur the first quarterback taken, or is there another quarterback that gets taken in front of him, and does he continue to drop? Like, will a guy like Milrow?
I
get
did shut
picked.
yeah, imagine. So I'll tell y'all this. If the Saints have their choice of Shedeur or Tyler Shuck at 40, it will not be Shedeur Sanders.
You don't think so?
Not at all.
Why not?
Playing style. You look at Kellen Moore. He was an offensive coordinator for Justin Herbert, offensive coordinator for Jalen Hurts, offensive coordinator for Dallas, right?
Yeah.
For Dak Prescott. I saw some reports saying that not only will they not take him at 9, but they won't take him at 40 if he's
Oh
there.
my gosh.
They are not Shedeur fans at all.
It's so interesting to see
It's
how it's going
interesting.
to fall out.
I'm not
But
gonna lie. The media did a number on
Man.
Shedeur this year, bro.
I would think the Browns take him. I would think he's the 33rd pick.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. It was just like, he's been dropping, like, it's the
Yeah.
draft. You don't know how far somebody's gonna drop, and then the Browns can end up trading their pick.
Kevin Stefanski's the guy you want to go to if you're Shedeur Sanders.
And so I
For
think
sure.
I think after Shedeur, I think Milrow's the next quarterback on.
He got invited to the draft. You know?
Yeah, he
yeah,
was
so-
backstage.
You're not going to
That
invite a
had
guy who's going late
some
third.
people thinking he was getting drafted first round to
I
like
was
the Steelers.
worried. So the Steelers met with him for a private, like for a dinner, and there was a bunch of reports, whatever, that
Yeah.
went out about how good that meeting went, and I was thinking like, don't tell me they get him at 21, you know, like.
Eye opener though. Steelers do not have a second
Nope.
rounder. So
Third rounder, who? I mean,
if we see them trade into the second, I think we kind of already know who's going.
yeah,
But like I said, you just never know.
No.
This is the draft.
is there going to be a run on quarterbacks? Are they really down on this class this year? There's a lot of people. How down are you on this class? You know what I mean? Like,
It's
when's it going to
ugly.
be? Exactly. So,
Here's something about Tyler Shuck I just had to research, by the way.
yeah.
As a Texas Tech fan, I could be very biased.
Right.
He's older than Bo Nix.
Yeah. He's 25, I think.
He's about to turn 26
About to turn
in
26.
September.
It's like a Penix situation, kind
Oh,
of.
yeah.
And it's Tyler Shuck. He really rose in this draft, and I think he could be a good quarterback. But the injuries and the age, I just don't think I could do it.
That's
within
fair.
the top 3
Absolutely,
rounds.
that's fair.
But that really shows you, like, man, this quarterback class is reminding me of that.
That 20
that
was
Kenny
it 21?
Pickett, yeah,
22?
21, I
Just
think.
like a
21.
little bit better though.
I would say
22,
better.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
at
not-
least
it's
you have
not like-
Cam Ward.
Yeah, like
Kenny
it's
Pickett was the
that
first guy.
class. That quarterback class was like
Historically bad.
terrible.
Historically really bad.
It was just like
Bunch of UFL guys. No?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of we were kind
Matt
of
Corral.
forced.
Yeah.
We were kind of forced to talk about it though, because like a lot of teams kind of needed a quarterback that
Mhm.
year.
But I mean, you look at it like teams aren't gonna just. I mean, not every team's gonna fall. Like mock drafts back then had Kenny Pickett super high and Malik
Yeah.
Willis.
Yeah, they
in the
had all of
first
they.
and,
I think there was some mock drafts that had almost every the
right.
top 4 in that class.
Yeah.
top 4 quarterbacks going in the first round.
That's what you love about the draft. Like, the
Yeah.
hand size was too much for Kenny Pickett. And
Yeah,
But he was still the first quarterback taken.
yeah.
And
the
double
in
the
first
double
round.
gloves and oh yeah. No, it was historically not a great class, and maybe this year's similar to that. I would think better.
Oh yeah, they're.
Cam Ward, I got a good feeling for.
I wouldn't
like,
say they're really close
No.
in skill level, but
No.
like it's just it gives the same vibe that it's
Same
not
vibe.
like a
it's not last year,
it's not a
Oh, no.
definitely
So,
not
yeah.
last year.
right? So
But yeah,
Definitely.
it doesn't give the vibe that these are world beater quarterbacks. But I think most of them have potential though. I think most of them could end up being
I think it's
solid
system
starters.
dependent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of these guys definitely are gonna either thrive or fail off of where they end up landing.
Yeah, we talked about some picks we like. What is a pick one of y'all don't like? What are we thinking?
Ooh.
What's a pick you're like, man, I wouldn't have done that. Like
I think where I scratched my head
right.
was the Steelers
Okay, Steelers going Derek Harmon.
because you don't
You have Mason Rudolph
you have
and Skylar Thompson. Is his last? What's his last name?
I think it's Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You let both of your quarterbacks who played good in the time
Go.
that they were there go. You let Justin Fields, who I think he only lost
Like 4-2. as a
he
starter.
lost 2 games as a starter, and then you bring in Russell Wilson, and then he took y'all to the playoffs,
You let them
and
both
you
go.
let both of them go.
You could. I mean, you let the Jets outbid you by $10 million.
But in my mind, when I see that, I'm thinking, okay, quarterback, right?
Quarterback, right? Absolutely.
And then you got this Aaron Rodgers stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
He's-
really banking on Aaron Rodgers right now?
Exactly.
Because that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, he's
Because in my opinion, I don't memorize the quarterback free agent class off the top of my head, but I don't think there's anyone out there
No.
worth like diving for. So are you really banking your season on Aaron Rodgers right now? In my opinion, I think they should have went
They should-
quarterback.
I would agree on that based on their need. I mean, unless you're in love with Mason Rudolph,
yeah.
if that's your guy, but I
mean,
know it's
hey,
not.
I don't know, but
So listen, a position they needed was interior defensive line. They got a great interior defensive lineman in Derek Harmon.
Mhm.
You could say that. Who's going to throw the football?
right?
Can he
Like-
throw the football?
He's gonna throw the football.
he's gonna be on the field most of the time
Yep.
because you won't have a quarterback.
Yep,
And
exactly.
it's just, I don't know. For me,
Tough
that was
deal.
a big head scratcher for me.
Yep.
When they came up, I think we were all like repeatedly saying, "Oh, they're definitely going like Shador here."
Mhm.
And then Derek Harmon pops up, and I was just like, "Okay,
Yep. I would-
so where do we go from here?" Like,
exactly.
what's the pick you didn't really were too fond of?
I'm looking at this draft and I'm thinking everybody kind of drafted based on like the fit. Obviously,
Yeah.
Shador is still available. There's still some very high talented guys. And maybe I just don't know ball. Gray Zabel, North Dakota State.
Okay.
I didn't watch as much tape this year. I mean, obviously, you look at the size, all that. I think he looks good. I watched a little bit of tape. But I'm looking at Donovan Jackson. That was still available. He went 24 to the Vikings. I think I feel more safe with that. And Donovan Jackson played against some very high talented teams this year. Obviously, Michigan, he went in the playoffs. He played multiple games. Tennessee won the Natty. I think that's just a safer pick. And it's not anything against Zabel. It's just like there's not many that I hated in this first round.
That's fair. No, it was all. I mean, the thing with this class is it's all pretty much here.
Very,
Last year
yeah,
there was
very
a
straight.
ton up here, but this year it's gonna be there's a lot of good players. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you with Zabel, he rose from the Senior Bowl. He was
Senior Bowl.
he was a practice like he won a practice award for I don't remember what the award was, but he was dominant in this, and that's really where he got his credit from. He played tackle North Dakota State, but I mean he's not tackle size. So he's going to play guard, or, I mean, he showed a lot of center flexibility, and I think he's a better center than guard. I like Donovan Jackson, too. I can agree there because Donovan Jackson can play tackle.
Yeah.
He showed that in the finals. He showed that in the playoffs. And he started out as a guard, and he was a pretty good guard. I can't say I love the pick, but when you look at the Seahawks roster, that dire for any offensive lineman, and if that was their guy, then I mean, again, you can't really hate these picks.
Yeah.
But I can see where you go a different route for sure.
You look at the Seahawks. My fault. Go ahead.
There's a lot of teams where they could have went anywhere.
Yep.
Like, once again, the Panthers, could have went Jalen Walker.
Yep.
A lot of guys they could have picked with that 8th pick, but they just went. I think they just felt like they just were more safe with going with the best player available.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what a lot of teams were really doing this draft. Go ahead.
So, speaking of the Panthers, now that we're talking about it,
Yep.
that varies. It surprised me. I think did it surprise y'all?
The McMillan pick?
I was
Definitely did.
I was definitely shocked. I thought so before the trade happened. In my mock, I had the Jags taking him at 5.
Okay.
I saw some reports on that they were either going to trade back for McMillan or take Genty at 5. What I was thinking personally. I can't say I was as high as y'all on McMillan actually.
I was a little iffy on him too. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think he was my number one choice. I know,
but
Panthers
I love the
Twitter.
fit. I love the fit.
Oh yeah, I love the fit. Bryce obviously loves him, but
absolutely.
On Panthers Twitter, I was actually shocked. I haven't been in it like that deep since the draft, but from the skim that I did, it seemed like most people didn't hate the pick.
Right.
Which is a big shocker for me.
Yep.
But it did kind of confuse me, but I get it. There were some people saying at least we didn't end up reaching for a player, like a defensive player, just because we needed one. But I don't know. Because I remember we were behind on the draft, and I remember he said he had saw it. And I was just scared because I thought we had picked Tyler Warren.
Oh,
Because there were a whole bunch of mock drafts saying we were going to pick Warren at 8. And I was just like, if we do that, I don't think I can watch the season. Like, I'm going to be so upset.
Man.
But I don't hate the pick.
Yeah.
Because obviously we got one more year out of Thielen.
Yep.
So now we're going to have Coker, XL, who hopefully takes that jump forward this year, doesn't have as many drops.
Get a big body guy here.
Yeah, and you got 6'5", 6'4" McMillan, who can
Mr.
move.
Acrobatic receiver
Yeah, he's
himself.
insane.
Yeah.
And so that gives, hope if Bryce continues to play at the level he was playing at towards the end of this past season, we could see a pretty sneaky Panthers team. I think 8-9. I can confidently say we might win 8 or 9 games this year.
And this is a guy in Tedero McMillan who just turned 22 20 days ago. He's very young. I just say I wasn't too high on him either, but I also really liked him. But the fit
makes sense.
The fit
absolutely.
with Dave Canales.
Yeah, I saw someone say Dave Canales got his Mike Evans or like DK Metcalf. And I was like, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
The future is very bright, Charlotte.
But a guy who was, I mean, in my opinion, was a lot of people's edges too, in Jalen Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did he fall to 15 of the Falcons, which was a great pick.
I hate the fact he's in our division now.
Yeah, but his teammate, Michael Williams, went before him to the 49ers at 11.
I was thinking.
Talk about a polarizing player. Right until about the week before the draft, Michael Williams was 20s, 8. I've seen some people talk about him to the Panthers at 8.
Oh, he was one of those guys that like randomly rose.
Yeah, and next thing you know, he's number 11 to the 49ers. I thought that was a shocker. I knew Michael would be up there. I had him going to the Saints, but
Luckily, he didn't.
luckily he didn't.
Do not want to. I already got to see Jalen Walker twice a year. I saw.
Oh, not only Jalen Walker, but James Pierce.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro! I saw a clip of Jalen Walker though during the 8th pick.
Yep.
He just looks so like sad. Now it's like that's not good,
That's
bro.
not
He's
good.
about to like terrorize
Yeah.
Icky, bro.
Yeah.
Like
He's gonna be on one.
this is gonna be he's gonna make me want to throw my TV sometimes. but-
Falcons threw in a first next year to move back into the first round.
I seen that. That really
They
surprised me.
gave up. I think it was like the exact same as what the Jags gave up to go get Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's very similar.
to move up to 26.
They gave up their second and a first next year.
They've been so desperate for edge and pass rush. Just
I
for some-
feel like my whole life they've been mocked to get an edge, and they just
Yeah,
do
They
something
just
different.
don't do it because
like
they got Bijan. They're like
Yeah.
going everywhere
Yeah,
but
but
Let's go
edge.
get Penix.
yeah, let's go get Penix, right? And I mean I feel like it's gonna turn out good for y'all, but yeah, at the time was like, oh, no way they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then James Pierce was one of those guys that.
But they finally did it, and they thought, you know what, we're not just gonna do it once, we're gonna do it twice.
oh yeah.
We're gonna shore up our pass rush this year, and they go get James Pierce, who is I mean, I would say top 2 pass rushers, top 3 in this class.
He was ranked one of the higher.
Pass rush win rate of
I think
win rate of 22.5%.
at the start of the season, I'm pretty sure James Pierce was in most people's top 5s
Yep.
in mock drafts, and obviously, there was some prospect fatigue to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
prospect
started
fatigue.
falling, but
Yeah.
I think he's still a dog, bro.
Oh yes, I mean, yeah, I did like James Pierce myself. What else do I want to talk about here? What are we thinking? Is there
Eagles
anything-
just making that defense even
Yep.
Oh
better.
my goodness.
They're just getting dogs everywhere.
Howie
bro.
Roseman is
Yeah,
gonna be
he's-
the death of me.
Me too.
You go out and you get a top 12 to 15 player at 31,
Criminal.
6'3", 235-pound
And
linebacker.
They knew they wanted him because they traded up for him.
Yeah,
Literally
so,
one spot. Like
Yeah,
we were
so
sitting
there
there-
was teams looking to trade up to that pick with the Chiefs, out of the second, back into the first. And I don't know exactly why the Eagles went up for that, but I'm assuming it was for Jod Campbell. And so they were like, "Hey, listen, you move back one spot, I'll give you a 5th-round pick for it,
and you'll still get the
and
guy
you still
want.
get the guy you want. You
And you
make
get
sure you
more
get
stuff.
Josh Simmons, who is most talented tackle in this class before his injury.
Mhm.
I mean, he was playing incredible at Ohio State. He allowed 1 pressure in like 6 games.
That's freaky.
Freaky, yes. But Eagles, man,
As soon as I seen them on the clock, I was thinking, all right,
someone good's going off the board.
it's gonna be Georgia or Alabama in its defense.
Yeah, and his defense, yeah. You rotate them over and over, man.
They know how to build that defense.
Him and Zach Bond patrolling the middle of that field, man.
Oh,
That's
That
that's
linebacker
scary. That's about to be scary, bro.
Yeah.
They go out and get Bond, and he becomes an All-Pro in his first year at the Eagles.
Man,
Like that's just crazy, bro. And then obviously there's still a whole bunch of talent.
the
left-
second and third round's going to be a
Yeah.
good one. You
Tonight
know,
at 6.
tonight at 6, man.
Definitely gonna be tuned in.
Yeah.
In. And then let's talk about. I just want to talk about Golden to the Packers real quick.
Talk about the crowd.
Right.
Oh,
They
they
loved
were
it. They
super
loved it.
hype. It felt like it took that guy like forever to announce the pick because
Oh.
the crowd was just into it. It
Yeah.
was just like they just loved this, man.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then he did say that was the first receiver they picked in the first round
Yeah,
since
'cause,
2002.
I mean, look at their roster. They have Jaden Reed.
Tough.
They just signed, God, name's not, McCole Hardman.
Oh yeah.
speedy
like-
guy.
Like,
still
they
gonna
have a
find his
bunch
way
of,
back to
like,
the Chiefs,
decent
though.
wide receivers, and they have guy out of North Dakota State,
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson. But it's like they still don't have that true wide receiver one, like, guy, and a route running man in Matthew Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Hands of
Straight
steel. Like,
Straight dog, bro.
he's a clean guy to watch on tape. I'll tell you that.
Like during the playoffs, you just knew like in a situation where Texas needed like
someone, to do
someone,
something.
it was gonna be him.
Yeah.
And so I think the Packers
They got one
they
with
made
that.
the right choice.
They
They,
got one
definitely
with
made
that.
the right choice.
And I thought he was gonna go 12.
Yeah, I thought
I
he was
really-
going early.
I really
Dallas.
did. Yeah, I thought that was a Dallas at heart guy. You go get a guy that's in Texas already.
You're
like
thinking-
raised in.
He went from Houston to Austin to Green Bay.
Oh yeah,
To
ridiculous.
Green Bay,
He
Wisconsin.
was thinking maybe
man.
I'll stay in Dallas.
No,
We're going to
No,
the
hey,
cold now,
You're gonna
buddy.
go up north now. Yeah, exactly.
And one more pick I'm starting to really look at and enjoy. The Chargers. Omarion
Oh, yeah.
Hampton. It to me it's looking like the Chargers are definitely going to be like their game plan is to run the
They're
ball.
running the ball.
Because they got Najee Harris.
Yep.
Now they got Omarion Hampton.
scary.
They
Like,
signed Mekhi Becton from the Eagles over the offseason.
it's definitely going to
yeah.
be a like run by
program.
committee, bro.
Yeah, you
and,
get Joe Alt last year.
and then that's just Justin Herbert. Will he finally get out of that what if category of the
Man.
quarterbacks in the league? Will this be the year?
You
they're just
gotta
trying to-
hope so, right? Like, you gotta hope so.
Make him work less. Harbaugh's trying to get that hard-nosed mentality. I mean, nobody was scared of the Chargers when Staley was there,
No,
right?
none.
And he had to turn around everything and work smart, and he's doing a good job. And he's only in his second year.
Yeah, but no, they got two workhorse guys with Harris and Omarion Hampton. I mean, it's hard not to love what they can do in the run game with that offensive line. I would still like to get a pass catcher, but I mean,
Right?
Quinn
Yeah.
Johnston.
they got Quinn Johnson, they got Lad McCon. They signed Mike Williams, but he's a little older now. It's like
I was thinking in the offseason the Chargers might get DK.
I was
Yeah,
thinking that too. I thought
obviously.
that too.
Especially
They
when,
didn't.
when
I mean, I
that
didn't see the Steelers. I'll tell you that.
especially when that report was like, oh, DK wants good weather.
Hey,
Then he goes to
you know who the
Pittsburgh.
Steelers get to throw to DK Metcalf? Mason Rudolph.
Mason.
Yeah,
Mason
Mason
Rudolph.
Rudolph. And then obviously, I've been hearing rumors about George Pickens being a trade candidate.
I've seen that too.
And so now it's
They
just
don't
like,
even like him. Steelers fans don't even
Man, it was just too much dog, I think, to go up in that. I mean,
I don't know. He'll get you a first down and
Yeah.
then
and
and then like
probably get a flag.
like
after.
end up like swinging on somebody
Yeah.
and then move you back 15.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, hey, he'll get a great catch for 10
Right.
yards, right?
Yeah,
So-
but then him with DK, they're about to start a full on like brawl down there, bro.
Man.
Like I think DK.
I don't want to be a cornerback against.
Yeah,
the
I think
Steelers.
I think DK is literally the wrong receiver to put in the AFC North, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna care who's gonna like. He's gonna be the one to like instigate stuff.
in
bro.
a tough nose division like that.
Oh, yeah.
The AFC
Oh,
North.
he's.
like,
I know he was like foaming at the mouth when
Oh,
when he found out he was going
man,
to the Steelers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We moved past it, but
We moved past it.
Hampton, Omarion Hampton, I like Ashton
He's in it.
Janty, but Hampton might be my number one.
That's I
yeah,
mean,
like,
and I get it.
goodness.
He's a massive human being. 4.48 at the combine. Like, yeah, he was a dog, and you get him with Jim Harbaugh. I talk about what a system can do for you. I mean,
we saw what his running backs at Michigan did.
you can't be mad at being under Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh.
yeah, if you're a
right?
running back, I think you would
You
love
wanna
to
go
be
in
under
that.
him.
You wanna
I'm not
go
gonna
into that
lie.
system. So, man, great looks for Omarion Hampton. I'm still thinking about this running back class.
Very,
It's
very deep. Bro.
so deep.
I mean, a run probably happens in this tonight, I would think.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens
Yep.
because obviously, like the second and third days are where most of like the trades happen.
Yep.
So I wonder who's gonna be like that aggressive team in these 2 days.
That camera is going to be zoomed in on Shador Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Zoomed in.
gosh, that's probably
I
still
hope
gonna
he goes real
even
soon.
after he gets drafted. I feel like he's gonna
It's
be
gonna
one of
be
the bigger
talked
talking points of the draft.
You got Will Levis part 2.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
going to go up to the camera and say, all 32 teams made a mistake before me.
Like
Right.
every
Just
quarter,
like Josh Rosen.
like every quarterback does.
What happened with Josh Rosen?
let's
Chosen
hope that-
Rosen.
Chosen Rosen, too. Let's hope that
I don't
doesn't
even know where
happen to
he is
Shador.
anymore.
Right.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
But yeah, I think we gave these people the right amount of draft talk.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna go ahead and bring episode 4 of the podcast to a close. I'd like to thank Mr. Morton here. Let me find my clap if I can. I can't find it, but we're gonna go ahead and give him a round of applause. We appreciate him for coming on. He gave us some good knowledge, and we just enjoyed having him on.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all having me.
For
No
sure,
problem.
I
brother.
mean,
no
listen,
problem.
you get to talk about this draft. There's nothing more to love, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, it was great to be here. Like, man,
Had a great time.
Yeah, exactly. It was an awesome time.
So we'll see you guys back next week. Our school year is coming to a close, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you guys back next week. We don't know what we're gonna talk about. Probably a full draft review, giving you our winners and losers, and obviously gonna bring back the NBA playoffs.
Yep.
But that's just for you to wait and see. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Put down in the comments who you think your winners of the first day was, what you wanted to see. Go ahead and share this with everyone. Follow us on all of our socials. Follow the UTS podcast at UTS25 on all social medias. Share it with everyone you know. Post the link. Put up a poster outside.
Exactly.
Have everyone scan the QR code.
Man, get out in the streets. Tell these people,
Yeah,
come
tell
check
them
out
to
the
watch it.
podcast. Yep.
Tell them to watch it.
Real ball knowers over here.
Exactly.
But we'll see y'all next week, and we enjoyed y'all. Have a good day.